All right, I'm live. All right, I'm live. Babe, do I got a portable charger somewhere? I might need another source. Do you have a wire for it? Last stream, bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with Unc. You got a wire for it? Bear with your boy. Bear with me. Bear with me. Ooh, ooh. That's a long wire. Got down. It looks like it's working though. Oh, it's working. Perfect. 47%. 47%. So the connection has low bit rate. What you mean it has low bit rate? Shasti, let daddy be on this live screen. Shasti. All right, guys, go ahead and get settled in. We're getting ready to start this live stream. John, with that flight on the 26th of November, look at the latest flight. The latest flight that leaves on that particular day, that is an Alaskan Airlines flight. There's a specific one that I'm looking for. Unc is getting older, yo. Unc is getting older. I'm getting older. Heaven's Life says, why are you attacking people who keep the box their phones came in? I'm attacking y'all because I'm talking to y'all the same way I would talk to myself. I'm attacking myself. I am attacking myself. Because I have so many phone boxes that I don't use. And I figure that we can just get rid of it. Uncle's having some back pain. Bear with me. Bear with me. Neurospicy lover. Yes, we're going to talk about dating while neurospicy. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself in the comment section. Let me know where you're checking in from. Dating while neurospicy. I got my little non-alcoholic IPA. I love these non-alcoholic drinks. It's great for anybody who is trying to quit alcohol. Heaven's Life from Montana. Let's Get Addicted from Ohio. Chicago in the house. Megan. Okay. Willie Goes Gym in the house. All right, Willie, talk to him. Jalea from Chicago. It's a nice name. Jalea. That's what's up. Jalea. All right. Zoe, stop pouting. Stop pouting, Zoe. Quit being a brat. Quit being a brat. Let me get some help. Millie from Georgia. Shout out to Millie from Georgia. Millie Vanilli. Millie's bio says, Jesus, family, and all things, skin and beauty. We love that. Rach Q says, OMG, I love when people I follow and love their content pops on live. It feels like a celebrity spot. Rach, what's up? We're really here, Rach, and we're really live. Hey, babe, can I get your help real quick? Can you do me a favor? All right. Try to let Shasti come in here. No. Shasti, can you do two things? Go to the YouTube tab. Shasti, relax. Up, down, Zoe. Down, Zoe. Cano, Zoe. Down right there. And then can you hit Control Plus to make that screen bigger? Control Plus. Yeah, there you go. More bigger. More bigger. Yeah. Okay. No. More bigger. More bigger. More bigger. Daddy's getting older now. Now a little bit smaller. right there. That way I can see all of the comments from my YouTube supporters. And go to live chat. Okay, there we go. So we're streaming live on YouTube. All my YouTubers can see it. Now, I'd like for you to go to the Facebook tab to the left. No, to the left. And then hit go live. But don't hit it yet. You gotta go down to the bottom. There's a blue button that says go live. Don't hit it yet. I want you to hit that button, and then when you hit that button, it's gonna start the live stream for our YouTube supporters. So when you hit it, then can you close the door and take Shicey with you so that way she doesn't start jumping on everything? Yeah. All right. And are you gonna go to bed? You are? All right. You can go to bed. We'll sort the flight stuff out later. 1 second. John, no, it's on the 26th, 11:39 p.m., not a.m., 11:39 p.m. It gets to Nashville at 6 a.m. That's the one that I'm talking about. So we'll talk flights in the morning.
Okay. Or tonight, depending on when you're done.
Okay. Yeah. Might as well just stay up. Type shit. And we'll straighten this out later so that way I don't have to bore my supporters online with, me trying to get these flights in. Let me see. I'm trying to see if you can give John my other card. The Bank of America fraud alerts keep happening. Okay. All right. John, I want to go ahead and get the tickets for the UCLA volleyball game. And yeah, go ahead and bookmark that flight. Don't get it. Yeah, just bookmark that flight. And Kaylee, talk to John. Talk to Kay, and she'll reach out to you, and she'll send you a card so we can get the volleyball tickets. And then I'll be on the lookout to see if the Bank of America fraud alert happens again. I think it happened, but I can't see the email, so I'll do it after I do my live stream. All right, so I'm ready to 1 second. Let me get a little sip. Oh, that place. I'm not ready yet. Okay. Sorry. Daddy got a burp. I'm ready. All right. Welcome to another segment of the Late Night Show with Dr. Kojo. And tonight we're talking about how to date while being neurospicy. I think that's the title that we have on Facebook. Or neurodivergent. But on TikTok, we definitely have a title that says how to date while being neurospicy. If you're new here, my name is Kojo, as you can tell by the name on the profile, and I'm your Hollywood mental health expert. And I'm coming to you from the West Coast 3.5 hours later than we would normally do the live stream. I hit the gym. Then I realized that I had a volleyball game to go to. There was a game between Central Washington University and Alaska Fairbanks, and those girls were going at it. It got so competitive that I caught myself booing, and I had to chill. I'm like, Kojo, there's no reason for a grown man to be bullying the other team. I don't know who won the game because I had to come back home and get situated for this live stream. But if you just got into this live stream, go ahead and use the comment section to let me know your name and where you're checking in from. Like I said, we're streaming live on TikTok. We're streaming live on YouTube. We're streaming live on Facebook. So let's go ahead and see where everybody is checking in from. Bait and Bougie, I appreciate you. Thank you. Kojo is an African name, Billy. I'm an African Mickey Ficky. Nathan is checking in from Glasgow, Scotland. Okay. Let me see. I got late diagnosis. My partner said I'm using the diagnosis as a crutch 1 week after. Is that a supportive partner? Is it? Is that really a supportive partner? Galaxy's checking in from West Virginia. Bait and Bougie is checking in from South Carolina. Okay. Let me see where my Facebookers are checking in from. I don't want to listen to myself. Theresa, Afra on Facebook. Thank you for your attention. Come on through. Billy's checking in from Minnesota. I forgot to put my YouTube. Let me put my YouTube back on the screen so I can see what's going on with my YouTubers. Okay, there we go. Now I can see everybody. Oh, I'm getting older. My back. All right. All right, thanks. Just talking to my team. Michigan in the house. The Unamused. Southern Misfits. Okay. People checking in from all over. People are checking in from all over. Awesome. So guys, we're talking about dating while neurospicy. If you're not a member of my free Discord community, you can navigate your way to the link in my bio. And over there on my free Discord, we have a section, and it's called Dating, where you can go and meet, hopefully, other neurodivergents, other neurospicy individuals. And we also added a friendship section. So that way, if you want friends and you just want somebody to talk to, hopefully you can meet somebody who has similar interests as you. We group these based off of interests as opposed to diagnoses. And I would say for obvious reasons, but to let you know why we do that, because you can have the same diagnosis and not the same interest. But if you have the same interest, you probably have a lot more in common than you would assume. And hey, guess what? You may be on the same side of the spectrum. So, Serena says, I have seen so many relatable reels from you. Serena, you know what that means? You know what that means? It might be time for you to come up and get your neurodivergent jersey. It might be time for you to get that neurospicy jersey. You might be a part of the family. Jessica's checking in from Kentucky. Danny is putting a sour face on the screen. Okay, Danny. Okay. Do you have lessons of neurospicy as entrepreneurs? Billy, what do you mean? People who have ADHD are much more likely to become entrepreneurs. I think it's 3 times more likely. I'm not sure what the actual statistics are, but your neurospicy brain likes starting new hobbies. It likes starting new things. And being an entrepreneur could be the way to go for you. Could be. I'm not saying it is, but it could be. It could be. Let me take a look at the Discord and see what the dating looks like on there. Dr. Kojo's online community. So we have 589 members in the free Discord. And we have, okay, there we go, the friendship section. And then we have the dating section. Guys, this is going to become very interesting. Guys. We have 2 entries into the dating section. This is going to be very interesting. And let me see what people are talking about on TikTok. Heather says, you just called me out on the cell phone. Heather, throw away your cell phone. Everybody tell Heather in the chat to throw away her cell phone. Her cell phone box. Heather, I'm sorry. Don't throw away your cell phone. You're watching the live stream on the cell phone. I misspoke, Heather. Throw away the cell phone box. So, throw away the cell phone box. I made a mistake. I'm trying to figure out if the $10,000 social media package you have is worth it. Can you tell me more? Okay, so we're not talking about that tonight, but the $10,000 social media package, in my opinion, is worth it only if you want to become a serious content creator. And also only if it's discretionary income. Do not spend money that you need on a social media package because the returns won't be immediate. So if you need the money, don't spend it on my social media package. Don't buy anything from me unless it's extra discretionary income. Don't use your rent money on buying a t-shirt or buying an autism course or any type of thing. But if you are a serious content creator and you want to learn how to get attention of brands, and you want to learn how to get brand deals that are somewhere north of $50,000 into six figures, and you really do this, if you really do this, you have a team and you want to take it to the next level, then I will teach you my secrets on how we get these big brand deals. We'll talk about how we got the first brand deal. I think it was from GoodRx, like maybe $1,500, and then within 2 years we got a brand deal for over $50,000, and so on and so forth. So only if you have money set aside for that. Otherwise, do not spend money on getting a social media package, because it just won't be worth it. You can probably learn for free by watching what I do, because that's what we're going to talk about in that big social media package. Only that if you get the social media package, we go into the numbers, we go into the nitty gritty, and I give you my secret sauce. Serena says she thinks that she has bipolar. Serena, you can have bipolar and you can also be neurodivergent. You can have bipolar and ADHD. You can have bipolar and autism. You can have bipolar disorder, autism, and ADHD. So I'm not diagnosing you, but I'm saying that you could have all three. So we never know. We never know. And the unamused says, I've been into the ADHD reels. I totally relate. Well, guess what? You could have autism, ADHD, and or both. Hey, who knows? Many hobbies. If you have a lot of hobbies, come on up and get this neurodivergent jersey. Come on up. If I have no followers or anything, could I still do it or start? Or do I need to build it up first? User 925, you can get that big, expensive social media package, but I would recommend that you start first. I would say start, because it's a social media. I'm going to talk about how to get followers. I'm going to give you a secret sauce on how I have over 5 million followers and how we have over 150 million monthly views. But start first. Don't spend any money before starting. So do not buy the social media package I have until you start making videos and you start getting some confidence, because I want to bring value to you. So I don't want you to waste money until you actually start to get things going. So start, make a couple of TikToks, make a couple of videos here and there. And as your confidence picks up, then purchase my social media course. So just let's start first and then spend money. And look, if I've had to learn the hard way as a fellow neurospicy individual that when I want to buy something or a course, I need to already be doing that thing, or else I'm wasting my money. So start first. Make at least one TikTok. Make a couple actually, and then purchase the course. Lady G, you said you have, what do you have, Lady G? The enemy says, I was tested for ADHD as a kid, but the results were inconclusive. Inconclusive? You're either neurospicy or you're not. What you mean inconclusive? You're either neurospicy or you're not. And ADHD, you don't get it out of nowhere. You're born with it. So, but sometimes people misdiagnose, or especially as a woman. A lot of women wait until their 30s, 40s, and later on to get a diagnosis. So it's just a failure of the system. And we have to do our best to educate more providers about what ADHD looks like, especially what it looks like in women. And Molly, I'm live right now. If you're watching and it's 1:27 on the East Coast, or 12:27 in Alabama, and 11:27 in Phoenix, 10:27 on the West Coast, then we're live right now. We're live right now. And Donna, always smiling, Monroe, you helped explain so much for me. From Louisiana. Donna from Louisiana, thank you for being here. Jessica from Kentucky, thank you for being here. Theresa from Knoxville, thank you for being here. I can't figure out if it's Teresa or Theresa. It's a tongue twister. It gets me. Girls get misdiagnosed due to high masking. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm. Oh, I got 3 phones, guys. I got 3 phones. Where are my struggles with ADHD? Time management, being punctual. I've gotten better at that, but we still got a long ways to go. Impulsivity, self-sabotage, financial discipline. These are all lifelong struggles that I've made strides on. I've gotten a lot better at all these, but I still have ways to go. My self-esteem is attached to my productivity, so that's not good. I tell y'all to not do that. So all the things that I post about, I actually struggle with them as well. So I'm not talking to you or like in a condescending way. We're talking together. We're working through these issues together. And we're going to make it through. I saw you're dating with ADHD. Came in. Paul, you are in the right spot, Paul. Paul Reynolds on TikTok. Paul's in Canada, apparently. Said, saw you're dating with ADHD. Came in. So, Paul, what we are doing is that in our free Discord community, the link is in the bio. In the free Discord community, we have two sections. Well, we have multiple sections, but one section says friendship. You can go in there and introduce yourself if you want to make friends. Then we have another section that says dating. If you want to put yourself out there and you think you're in the neurospicy community, you don't have to be in it, but the majority of my followers are. Put yourself out there. You can post a photo, tell us where you're from, a little bit about yourself. And that's what we have in the free Discord community. So I'm excited about this. I want somebody to get married so I can officiate the wedding. If somebody gets married from the community, I will go get my credentials and do what I need to do to officiate the wedding and to marry y'all. Sophia says, are you autistic? It's a personal question. Well, maybe I am on the spectrum. Sophia on YouTube asked that question. All right, so let's go to the Discord and let's see what we have. Someone says, but like you don't have to describe me so well. Do you diagnose? I do diagnose. I do. All right, so in the dating, okay? The first person who dropped their credentials in the dating section on the Discord, I'm going to read it out right now. Lola Cat, age mid-30s. So Lola didn't tell us how old she is specifically. She just said mid-30s. Where? Pennsylvania, Maryland, USA. How'd you find Kojo? Facebook Reels. It's been over a year now, but truly enjoying the live streams. Lola, thank you so much for your attention. I appreciate you. Now, Lola put a lot of interest and a lot of hobbies here. So if you are a hobby hoe, as we talked about yesterday, I'm one of them, you could connect with Lola. Interests and hobbies: personality, psychology, MBTI, mental health, self-care, podcast, neurodivergence, sex education, LGBTQIA plus rights, fashion makeup as it relates to self-expression, self-care, cosplay, creative writing, voice acting, and so much more. It's a long list. What fixation could you give a TED Talk on? ADHD and adult novelties are besties. The better you know how to please your own body, the better your intimate life will be with your partner. How sexual honesty, open communication, and willingness to be vulnerable help build and fortify our relationships. How sex positivity doesn't necessarily mean having lots of it, but being in tune with your needs and pursuing the level of intimacy and oxytocin-inducing activities that are in alignment with those needs. Anything else you want the people to know? I'm a mixed Filipina American. ENFP, INFP, y'all let me know what that means. I don't know what it means. Diagnosed ADHD. Late in life suspected ADHD, so throw a little autism in there. Child free by choice. My dog is my baby. Pansexual. Casual gamer. Learned to struggle through the social mud to let go of some corner high masking a little bit and let my authentic self shine through. A bit of a hobby hoe. The amount of crafting, cosplay, and content creating supplies in my house is obscene. Certified sex educator and sex technologist. With 17 years of relevant experience. Okay, dope. And there's a lot more there, but in the name of brevity, we will move on to the next person. But Lola has dropped her photo in the chat, and Lola has dropped her photo in the chat. So if you're part of the community, go check out Lola's profile underneath the dating section, guys. And Lola comes in the live stream often. I'm not sure if Lola is here today, but Lola is super dope. Then we have Lovita. Lovita, 38 years old, from Texas. How'd you find my content on TikTok? Hobbies and interests: reading, art, literature, philosophy, science, learning, traveling, zip lining, rafting. What fixation could you give a TED talk on? Neurodivergence, underdiagnosis, and misdiagnosis. Anything else you want people to know? Heterosexual. That means that she's into men. She's into men. So, goals, who like goals? I'm sorry. But, for the fellas, she got her photo in here. And also you can see that she's very adventurous. Lovita normally joins the live stream, so she might be on. And also this is Lovita doing what looks like whitewater rafting. My fellow whitewater rafters, please let me know if this is what is happening in the chat. I'm not sure if this is the right thing, but it looks like it's whitewater rafting. I think that's what they call it. So, for the fellas out there, for the single fellas, underneath the dating section, you have two women who have put themselves out there. Am I doing Love Connection? I am doing Love Connection. This is Love Connection for neurospicy individuals. Yep, that's what we're doing. Someone say, get Lydia. Who's Lydia and what's she talking about? How should I say to my new partner with bipolar to create boundaries? Figure out what behaviors you're doing that you don't like and let them know it. How often do I gym? I go to the gym 5-6 times a week. Yeah, I go to the gym all the time. Hobby hoe, yeah. And guys, if you're watching this live stream, there's a good chance that you're also a hobby hoe. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are a hobby hoe. A hobby hoe is somebody who has many hobbies. You drop them as fast as you pick them up. 1's in the chat for all my hobby hoes so I can see where y'all are at. Nurse Mira said pause. Okay. Paul says Gen X ADHD twice exceptional. Trying to figure it out after too many years. Okay, Paul. And somebody asks, how do we make an appointment for you to diagnose? I can only diagnose in a couple of select states: Alaska, Arizona, Washington, and California. I have more licenses in other states, but my private practice is only set up for those 4 states at this time. Jakey Boo says, I'm an autistic male, and both me and my partner have autism. She gets overstimulated most of the time. You see, y'all both have autism, but y'all know how autism both affects y'all individually. So that's why y'all can have a successful relationship. And Jakey, I'm hoping to create more connections like that. We need more people from all ends of the spectrum to meet each other. That's what we need. So we have quite a few hobby hoes in the chat. Chrissy Savage is a hobby hoe. Shh is a hobby hoe. OG Storm Tamer is a hobby hoe. Okay, couple of hobby hoes out here. All my hobby hoes unite. Donna, a hobby hoe. Chantel, Molly, hobby hoes. Okay. What can help with reducing impulsive spending? Giving somebody your credit card or freezing it. That can help. Holly, how are you? How harmful is it for too many ADHD people to hang around neurotypical people? There's nothing wrong with hanging around neurotypical people. This is not a civil war. This is not the neurodivergence versus the neurotypicals. It's more so understand. First of all, this is why a diagnosis is important, because if you understand that you're on the spectrum, if you understand that you have ADHD, you know that you have a different brain. Neurobrain divergent different. You have a different brain. So now you can go out and get the help that you need to thrive. All right? So you don't have to avoid neurotypicals, but you have to compartmentalize things. Sometimes neurotypical people will do weird things every single day in our day-to-day life. Small talk, asking questions about things that they don't care about, acting as if they like certain things. We cut to the chase. So you can talk with neurotypicals and you may have to mask, but just understand that this is what you're doing for this situation, but it's not who you actually are. What country or city do you think is best for neurodivergent people? Bigger cities, your Houstons, your LAs, your New Yorks, your Philadelphias, or living right outside of those big cities if you get too overstimulated. Brandy Green, how are you? Teresa, we might need the Hobby Ho t-shirts. We may need the Hobby Ho t-shirts. Kevin's in Utah, okay. Get better soon, Molly. Get better soon. So Paul is looking around. Paul is looking around. I'm looking at a couple of different chats. I'm looking at the chat on YouTube. By hearing and hearing by. Good to see you. I'm looking at the chat on Facebook, and we have a chat on TikTok as well. So we have a couple of different chats. Paul, you can click the link in my bio and go to the free Discord. We have 2 people who have already introduced themselves for dating. As someone who was diagnosed with 5, I stay away from non-dis-leds for dating. Annoying and boring. So Breezy, Alien, Kitty, you only date neuro spicy folks? Is that what you're saying? I think that's what you're saying. What to do if you think that you might be on the spectrum but have never been tested? To go pursue a diagnosis. But you are heavily influenced by the people you hang around. Right. If you don't like hanging around neurotypicals, spend less time with them. The issue is that at your place of employment, at your school, at your church, at the local grocery store, you're going to have to run into neurotypical people eventually. It's just making sure that you don't spend too much time with them, and that while you are hanging with them, okay, cool, we got what we needed. Don't treat people badly. Just understand that, okay, they're going to small talk me to death a little bit, say a couple of words, and peace out. Dip out. You gotta dip out. Don't let them kill your soul now. Don't let them kill your soul. Don't let them kill your soul now. Be careful. We need the Hobby Ho t-shirts. We need them. We need them. We need them. We need them. Neuro spicy love connection. We spoke a little bit yesterday about impulsivity and being bored in relationships. I think if you're neurospicy and you're already in a relationship, it's important to understand that if you're bored, you don't want to leave your relationship. You just want some novelty. Switch it up a little bit. Take a different route home. Throw a curveball in the relationship to keep y'all on your toes. Same thing with people who are single who think that they want to be in relationships. Be careful before you go and you start a situationship or a relationship or some type of ship where you're committed to somebody, something, and you're like, oh, damn, I was just bored. Now I'm in 3 different relationships, right? You want to take your time with it. You want to take your time with it. At workplace, I hated seeing the same people more than 2-3 times a week. I preferred seeing different coworkers. Oh, okay. Is it normal for ADHD people to get bored with most people? It's normal for people with ADHD to get bored with most things. People, places, things, food. You hyperfixate on something for a while, and after that, I need to do something else. I need to go somewhere else. I gotta date somebody else. I gotta reinvent myself, pack up and move to a new city. I gotta change my whole life around. It's a feeling, but it may not be a true indicator of what you actually want to do. Any stay tips for people with ADHD? Reduce the amount of distractions in your environment. And one of the best study tips I can give for people with ADHD is to grab all of the materials that you will need for your project to study. Grab everything you need, and then get to a place where there's not a lot of distractions. Make sure you go ahead and pee. Maybe do a number two, do whatever you have to do to get situated. Do all that stuff and then sit down with everything you need and then crank out the work 15 to 20 minutes at a time. Reduce the distractions and get to the work. The sooner you start the work, the sooner you finish it. I do that with the gym. I buy gym memberships that allows access to multiple gyms. That's good, because if you go to the gym and you need to see other people, now you can see other people while being at the same gym. It's still 24-hour fitness, but now it's a Burbank location. Now it's the one in North Hollywood. Now it's the one in West Hollywood. That sort of thing. And y'all might not be in LA, but you get the example. Molly says, I love when I bump into neurospicy people. You can say the most unhinged stuff out the gate and they will laugh and get it too. That's my type of people. And if that's who you are, you fit the description of my online community. The majority of my followers have inappropriate humor. We laugh at the wrong things at the right time. So if that's who you are, you're in the right place. Is it the same with narcissists? Max, what do you mean with narcissists? As in, do narcissists get bored of things, people, places, and situations? It could be. And you can also be a neurodivergent and a narcissist. Shh says, yeah, ever since I moved to my uni city, it feels so understimulating. Guys, there's nothing worse than being understimulated. You think that being overstimulated sucks? It does. But being understimulated, that's when you get in trouble. When you're overstimulated, you shut down. But when you're understimulated, you go looking for things to get you up. You go looking for vices. You go looking for attention from anybody. Just anybody to keep you on your toes. So understimulation, we got to talk about understimulation. We don't talk about it as often as overstimulation. But understimulation can get you in some trouble too. It'll get you in some trouble too. Bored of things. Mags, so a narcissist could get bored of things, but it more so has to do with a lack of remorse, being self-centered, not having a lot of empathy for others, and making sure that you get your own way all the time at all costs. That could include being bored of things. No, understimulation is the worst. You will get in trouble if you're understimulated. That's how you end up sometimes with a drug habit. You're looking around, you're like, I'm bored. Let's get high. That's how it works for a lot of people. You didn't want to get high, you just had nothing else to do. I mean, speaking of getting high, I can't think of many other things that make being by yourself and being bored extremely fun as getting high. That's why I tell people who are neurodivergent to be careful with the substances, because before you know it, the boring moments in life have become so colorful, and you don't need anybody now. You can be by yourself at home with the cat, dancing and laughing, having the munchies. You're sky high, and now you're not talking to people as much because you're having such a great time. So we gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. I'm interested in your lives, but I still get bored. A lot of folks get bored of my live, and then they'll leave, and then they'll come back in, or you might be watching my live at the same time while you're watching Friends. I get it. And that's where hobbies come in and are good. Right. It's better to pick up a new hobby than to pick up a new person. Because you can drop a hobby faster than you can drop a person. And we don't want to use people for things. Right? We don't use people just because we're bored. And Mags, yes, understimulation is dangerous. Under stimulation is dangerous. It's dangerous. And Jose says, my neurospiciness makes me annoyed when men try to hit on me directly without a good opener. Without a good opener? I find that if you really like somebody, they don't have to say much. They can have a bad opener and you'll still holler back at them. But I guess in your case, you need a good opener. I respect it. And yes, Maggie, pick up hobbies, not people. You don't want to play with people's feelings, but picking up a hobby is like, whatever. We'll have a new one by tomorrow. Whatever. Mental boredom is worse than physical exhaustion. I agree. Ugh. Ain't nothing worse than just being bored. I gotta do something. I just can't be bored. And ghosting comes natural to us, I think. Yes, ghosting does come natural to the neurodivergent brain. And if you are somebody who ghosts, before you ghost, I think it's helpful to think about the times that you've been ghosted and how that hurt. And maybe we may want to just hold off before we ghost people. Or you can let people know, hey, I had a great time last week on Thursday, but it's just not working out for me. But I do wish you the best. But ghosting people outright, it can sting. It can sting, guys. It can sting. My shortest relationship was 1 year. I can't go through people like they're a dish. Newt, that's good. That's good. Your shortest relationship was 1 year. That's good. That's good. After 22 years of relationship, I finally got married. ADHD was at fault or me. DJ, it depends. Maybe you didn't find the right person. Of course, the ADHD more than likely led to some relationship struggles, but perhaps you didn't have the right person until now. What are your thoughts on metacognition and ADHD? I just found out not everyone thinks like this. So, Josh, also understand that autism is a spectrum, but ADHD is also its own spectrum. People don't realize that ADHD is a spectrum because it's not called attention deficit spectrum disorder. They should probably change the name to something like that because it's a spectrum just like autism is. So you have autism, which is its own spectrum, up and down. Then you have ADHD, which is its own spectrum, up, down, left, and right. Then you have RDHD. So you can have a lot of different thought patterns, a lot of different thought processes, a lot of different ways to think and operate just with one condition. So you can have two neurodivergents who are nothing alike and they're twins. So there's a lot of variance when it comes to neurodivergence. A lot of variance. Ciola, what's going on? Molly says, is there such a thing as a good opener? Molly, I don't think that there is. I don't think that there is a good opener. If the person that you're trying to holler at thinks that you are attractive, you can't really miss. You can, if somebody that is hell-bent on talking to you, like you see them, they see you, they're physically attracted to you, you can go up to them and say, I peed on myself. And they'll say, yeah, sure, I'd love to hang out. Now you can go up to somebody who wants nothing to do with you and you can have the smoothest line. Hey, baby girl, I saw you walking, whatever. And they're like, so it has to do with whether the person likes you or not. If they like you, then they like you. Serafina on YouTube asks, how do we disclose our accommodations for our ADHD and other conditions with our partners before marriage? Well, before marriage, you should have the conversation where you talk about what conditions you have and how it affects you. And let them know, hey, I love you, but I'm on the spectrum. So I'm going to need a place in the house, which is a quiet room. And don't come and bother me in this quiet room. We have to get those conversations out of the way before marriage. While you're married, it's too late. Have them as soon as possible. And Tiffany on YouTube says, I finally got to the point where I can really allow myself to want what I want in the relationship. Before, I would just wait for someone to choose me. My self-concept was in the hole. Well, Tiffany, when your self-concept is in the hole, that's not a good time to date. But I'm happy that you finally got to the point where you can choose what you want. And now people who are trying to date you, they know that they can trust you a little bit more because you're more confident in who you are as a person. That's really good. And yes, this is a Titans throw. Yeah, it is. I'm a big Titans fan, so you know that I'm a loyal person. Man, these Titans. So do you believe people are more weird the older they get? Like a 45-year-old, single, never married? Max, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think people become more themselves as they get older. The older you get, you become more of yourself. Two things that make you more of yourself: becoming older, because we've all seen older people who say any and everything. They have no filter. And getting money. The older you get and the more money you get, you become more of yourself. You start to care less because as you're getting older, you realize, hey, life ain't promised. I'm 47 now. I'm gonna say what I want to say. Who cares? I'm gonna talk my talk. And also, the more money you get, the more freedom you have. So now you're like, whatever. Fire me all you want. I don't care. I'm rich. So the more you get older and the more you get money, you become more of yourself, I'd say. But if somebody's 45 years old and they're single, it doesn't mean that they're weird. Maybe they just never found their person. They could be a neurodivergent who doesn't like to be overstimulated for no reason. Or maybe they're understimulated in their relationships. And Tiffany says, I am 40 now. I'm much more myself and more ready to date than ever. So look at that. If you have a situation like Tiffany, Tiffany's 40 now and she's more ready to date than she's ever been in her life. Are we going to say that she's weird? Perhaps now is the best time for her to date. Are you going to blame her for being 40? I know in the South, if you're 40 and single, they say that you're cooked. Maybe Tiffany has to be in California or somewhere where people don't have those societal norms where it's like you have to marry by 23 or you're cooked. That's not related. I mean, it's not sustainable for most. It's not a good way to think, in my opinion. But that's how it is in the South. It is what it is. I found relationships. Chantel says, I found in relationships I've had more recently, I've been told that I analyze the person too much. The people I've dated, that's been the common thing after the breakup. I ask a lot of questions, but I do very much use active listening so I can learn about them. I don't know how I would change that. Perhaps you have to find a neurospicy person as well, because they will like the fact that you ask questions about them. Tiffany, how did I know? How did I know you were in California? It's such a California thing to be like, yeah, I'm taking my time. Now, I was this way in the South, but then I moved to California and people are like, are you married? I'm taking my time. In California, take whatever age you are and divide it by half. That's what you are. So Tiffany is really 20 years old in California. She's a young, aspiring writer who has a lot of time. But in South Carolina, they look at you side-eyed if you're single at 24. Funny how that works. Donna, and I'm not sure, Donna. I see your question. It could be because of the neurospicy. Not exactly sure. Lost every relationship because of my ADHD. Oh, sub 6'8". Sorry to hear that. Jay, what's going on? And Mags, anytime. Officer Shannon, thank you for the TikTok gifts. I appreciate that. Turning 50 in January, just discovering the truth about my brain. Becoming older and getting money, become more of yourself. Yeah. That means get a little older and get some more money. Oh, no, you're a Seahawks guy? Well, the Titans play the Seahawks on my birthday on the 23rd, And the Seahawks are going to win. The only question is how much, by 30 or by 40. Because we're going to get absolutely roped. And that's what I want. I want the number 1 overall pick. So yes, I am rooting for my team to lose. If the psychiatrist dismisses symptoms of ADHD because anxiety and depression is present, get a new psychiatrist. That one sucks. Love is a man-made concept. Perhaps. 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 Humans are monogamous by nature, and that's what takes work. I don't know if humans are monogamous by nature, but that's definitely the majority of people are in monogamous relationships. I grew up in Seattle, so it's a default. And look, I have Jackson Smith and Jake on my fantasy team. Y'all are having a heck of a season. The Mariners couldn't quite pull it out for y'all, but I think that the Seahawks will go far. I think the Seahawks will go far. I really do. Newt says, I was single from 29 to 33 because people act like relationships aren't worth much anymore. Yeah, I think we're starting to return back to people valuing relationships a little bit more. I'm starting to see that happen. It could be because of the economy. But people are starting to value relationships more. But for a while now, it was more so break up with whoever, get with somebody the next day. But people are starting to value it a tad bit more. So hopefully we see that, hopefully that continues. But also hopefully the economy gets better as well. Humans aren't, you meant humans aren't monogamous by nature. Got it. I do agree with that. When the Mariners had Ichiro, whoo. See, I'm old enough to remember when they had Ichiro Suzuki. Wow. Wow, Ichiro. Ken Griffey. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Those are the days. Where am I from? I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. If I go to the psychiatrist, what can I tell to check if I got autism or ADHD? Just let them know, hey, I think I may have this condition. Do you think I have it as well? Sometimes you have to straight up ask a psychiatrist the fact that you think you have a certain thing. Because most of them don't listen. Especially if you're a woman. Not all psychiatrists, but a good majority of them don't listen to you. Which really sucks. I'm currently eating Nashville hot wings. Yee. Shout out to my city. I love Nashville. OMG. Just have to say, finally got my meds. 3 days without. Chantel, congratulations on getting your medications. I know what it's like to be out of them. Teresa says, I'm taking my time in the South. Miss Teresa, congratulations. It's hard to be single in the South. And by hearing by says, the past 10 months have been a wild ride with my neurospicy special person. But the wild ride is kind of what keeps us on our toes. Love could be innate. Look at how dogs are with humans. Molly, do you believe that? I think it's a good thing to believe. I'm not sure where I stand on that, but I think it's a good thing to believe. I love that you spread awareness. Are you neurodiverse yourself? Oh, yeah. Yee. Of course I'm neurodiverse. I'm a part of the family. I'm a card-carrying member. Yee. Did y'all think that I was normal? Y'all thought I was normal? Y'all should have known by now. If you've been in any other live stream of mine, you know that I'm crazy. Y'all thought I was actually normal. Heck no. That's what was your childhood like? It was interesting. We had a lot of love, but also a lot of dysfunction and a lot of poverty. I had all the ingredients that you would need to become a therapist and a stand-up comedian. That's why I do both. I love Nashville. Taking me a while to adjust to Wellbutrin. It takes a while. It takes a while. Ah, Tiffany. Ah, Tiffany. Tiffany says, you're far too comfortable in this space to be normal. Tiffany, you know it. You know, and Tiffany is correct. She's correct. I am not normal. And I don't want to be. I used to want to be normal as a kid. I looked at the other normal kids, the kids who didn't have to go to special ed, the kids who didn't have to be pulled out of class to take medications. I used to envy them. And I didn't like my name for a long time. I wanted to be a normal kid. And I realized that I wasn't normal. But then I found other non-normal human beings to live life with. And then that made me more comfortable in my own skin. So now I think that's part of why I got famous, because I'm just comfortable not being normal. I don't want to be normal. Like, I'm at the point where normal is almost like an insult. It's like, damn, you thought I had no mental illness? What the hell? Oh, I'm a card carrying member. Yee. I've never been to a seafood boil, but being from the South, I should have been to one by now. Really called me out on my iPhone box. Lori, throw away your iPhone box. You don't need it. Throw away your iPhone box. You don't need it. In the club, we all fam. Yeah, I ain't normal. Were you liked by most people? Yeah, I've been fairly likable. I've had periods, I've had long stretches in my life where I didn't have the most friends. Like, but I always had like one or two friends. But people that got to know me generally liked me. And the older I became, the the more likable I became, I think. I think it's because I became more comfortable in my own skin. So yeah, I have become more likable the older I've gotten, because I've accepted the fact that I'm crazy. And Serafina, yeah, I don't care to be normal. Like, maybe I'm getting old and getting money. I don't know. I'm just more myself. I don't care. Like, I'll meet a girl and I'm like, I told you I'm crazy. Like, yeah. Like, what else? I'm very crazy. Oh yeah, Molly, I'm a card carrying member, and this is a safe space because you have to go out. Like, I'm tired of going out to the real world and having to pretend that I'm normal. Like, I'll do it because I know how to act normal. I know how to act neurotypical. I've been studying the neurotypicals my whole life, so I can act normal. I know how to play the whole song and dance. I'll do it. You know. Sometimes I like to cosplay as a normal person just to go into their world to collect some data on them, so I can study them and then write more for my comedy. I can just study these normal people and look at what they're doing in their normal worlds, and I can come back to my world where I get to be crazy. I like this quote: "What is normal to the spider is chaos to the fly." I like that, Tiffany. I like that. Oh no, it's hard to act normal sometimes. It is. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to take off my mask and just show people how crazy I am. Transformation Bay, I appreciate it. I'm 42 and I've never felt more alive. Sometimes you hit your stride in your 40s. And Nanya says, do you think it's okay for people to unmask in the workplace? Not right away. Be careful unmasking in the workplace, because I don't want you to come back and say that you lost your job because you decided to be yourself. So be yourself is good advice depending on where you're at. Do not mask in the workplace off the bat. Like, take some time to unmask. And I'm serious about this, because you could lose your job, you could lose a relationship, you could lose people by being yourself. So I want you to be yourself, but take your time before you show people. Take your time, but don't just show people who you are off the bat. Do we lose connection or are we still thugging? Okay, there we go. Newt says, I've had people think I was fake because I was too nice, which made me sad. Newt, I've had, oh my gosh, I've had that same experience so many times where people will think that it's fake for me to be that nice. And I'm like, I can't hang around y'all because y'all are not used to people being nice. Like, I'm not an asshole. I'll let you know if I don't like something. I'm not going to do things I don't like doing. And I'll tell you, hey, I don't like doing that. I'm out. You're not going to keep me here. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm going home. I don't want to hang out with y'all. But I'm nice to people. And people are freaked out. People think that, like, in the normal world, when you're nice, people think that you're trying to manipulate them. So sometimes you have to manipulate people by not being nice, so that way they feel like you're human. Man, it gets crazy. Oh, Jennifer, I'm back. All right, cool. I'm just respectful, right? You know, but I'm happy you're not people pleaser anymore. Like we can be nice without having to be seen as crazy. I have been masking for so long. I'm having trouble unmasking. Yeah, you know, take some time. Take some time. You got to dip your toes before, right? Yeah, right. Dip your toes. Dip the big toe in there real quick and see if it's safe to unmask. Say one unhinged thing, and just see how your coworkers reply. And if they have like a weird look on their faces, like, say, oh, I heard somebody say that. I'm kidding. And then you know that it's not safe for you to be yourself. So then you go to work, you compartmentalize. You understand that you're doing this for money to take care of yourself. And then when you go home, you can show the real you around your friends and around your people. Serotonin says, I received my diagnosis today and I'm so happy to have found your page. Serotonin, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. How did you deal with, as a young adult, impulse control, self-discipline, military? No, not military. I just made so many mistakes. I have discipline now from crashing out. I have financial discipline now from making bad mistakes. Nobody ever thinks that they're gonna get into a rough spot financially until you get into one, and then you're like, ooh, and then you're like, I have to borrow some money from my parents, and I'm like, oh, Dad, can I get $50? We've all been there. So when you go through a tough time financially, you're like, all right, cool. I guess the gurus were right. I guess it is helpful to have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Okay, all right. I'll make sure to not quit my job before having you go through the motions. So I have financial discipline by impulsively buying things, by just messing up. And then, you get to your wit's end, you're like, oh, Lord, save me. And then the Lord saves you. And then you make that same mistake again, and then again, and again, and again. And I truly believe that everybody blows their first big bag. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody blows their first big bag. If you've never had $1,000 before and you get $1,000, you're gonna blow it. If you've never had $5,000 before and you get $5,000, you're gonna blow it. If you've never had $10,000 and you get $10,000, you're gonna blow it. Everybody blows their first big bag. And you blow it, and then you're like, God, let me make it again. You make it, then you blow it again. And after a while, the pain becomes so much to where you make a change. People don't make a change when they know better. People make a change when they feel worse. That's the bar right there. And you heard it from me. People don't make a change when they know better. People make a change when they feel worse. You gotta feel the pain. You gotta feel the pain. So I've messed up financially, even relationships. I don't get with this girl and that girl and this because I made mistakes before in the past. So I felt worse. I felt the pain. And that's how I make the changes, and that's how I have the discipline that I have today. Hey, Newt, appreciate that. Appreciate that. I did that once when I was young. Never again. I'm cheap as all get out. Right. Everybody blows their first big bag. And whenever next time I go to a Titans game, I'll post it online. Or did we lose connection, or are we back? Why are we losing connection? We should not be losing connection. It looks like it's pretty good. But next time I go to a Titans game, I'll post it online. I'll let people know. I'll say, hey, I'm on Broadway, and I'm at the tailgate. Come on out. That would be a great place to meet my followers. Like when I'm on Broadway at the Titans game, preferably before the game, because after the game we're gonna lose, and I'm not gonna be in a good mood. So before the game is when we need to hang out, because we're gonna lose, and I'm gonna go into a mood. I know myself. All right, y'all. Teresa said good night, and Chantel says good night, and I was just about to say the same because it's time for me to hop on in the bed, go take my dog out, let the old lady know that I'm gonna get some rest. No, I'm not single. I got 4 wives. I'm African, so I gotta take care of all these women. It's so hard. It's so hard. I gotta make sure 4 women are fed every day. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend it. Oh my gosh. Hey, I'm too much. Yeah, I have a doctorate in nursing practice degree, so I'm a doctor. 4 hours is crazy. Hey, hey, I cracked myself up. I cracked myself up. Yeah, I gotta go put them all to sleep. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna I'm gonna give me some rest. Ooh. Daddy getting older. Go for your piece. I will. I will. I'm gonna go and give me some rest. Today's Thursday, so that's the last live stream of the day. We may be streaming this Saturday in Los Angeles as I film a podcast episode. I've never streamed a podcast episode while we film it. I think that could be pretty cool to stream the podcast episode as we're filming it, and y'all get the first look. So that would be hella dope. That'd be hella dope. So I'll look to see if we can stream the first episode of the Neurodivergent Struggles podcast. We're bringing it back the right way this time. So I'll look to do that Saturday. And after that, we'll have the regular live streams Tuesdays and Thursdays. But next week, it'll probably be Tuesday and Wednesday because Thursday I got to travel again. Or Thursday, Thanksgiving. So we will be with our families. But yes. Molly said what? That's a real thing. Oh, Molly, no, it's for real. I got 4 wives. That's why I go back. That's why I go back and forth to Africa because I got to go back to Ghana. I gotta feed the kids. I got kids. That's why I work so hard. I gotta feed the kids. I gotta feed the 4 wives. It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get this money for the rent. I'm going back to Ghana because I gotta take care of the kids and the wives. So I gotta go back to Ghana and make sure that I send money back Western Union. So every December I gotta pause real quick, make sure I see my kids at least once a year, and then I can come back to the United States of America. You're a week early on Thanksgiving, Jennifer. You know what? Jennifer, you're right. I am a week early on Thanksgiving. So that shows how scrambled my mind is. Next week is not Thanksgiving, so no, next week we will be going live Tuesday and Thursday. Jennifer, you're right. You're right. So the following week will be the Thanksgiving week. My goodness. And Tiffany, no, I do think that the neurodivergent community in Ghana would love to hear from me. So, in all seriousness, doing a comedy show in Ghana, doing some things in Ghana, I would love to do that, and we will do that. That's on my bucket list. So you're right. The neurodivergent community in Ghana would love to hear from me. So, on a serious note, I would like to go back to Ghana and get some things popping. So big facts. Big facts, big facts, big facts. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night. Go get me some rest. Go kick it with the dog, kick it with my old lady. But I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And thank you so much for your attention. And it's been an awesome week of the live streams. You can go to my Discord and you can join the free Discord community. You can, introduce yourself in the friendship section. You can introduce yourself in the dating section. Either way, I'm happy to hear from you. And Jennifer, you're right. I was thinking about all those wives and children. I was too busy joking around that I got my dates wrong. But we're going to call it a night here. So take care. Love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And get some sleep as well. If you can get some sleep, that would be a good thing. I'm taking my butt to bed right now. I'm going right now, shower, hit the hay. I'm going to get some sleep. So you do your best to also get some sleep. Love y'all. Nah.